Hey guys, Midget here bringing you another Walking Dead video review. Today is episode 5 of season 4 and it's called Internment. This episode was by far, and I mean far, the best episode ever. And also the scariest episode ever. You know, at the start, it was really meh. You know, at the start, you know, it was like, what, yeah. I saw like loads of posts on my Facebook, you know, because I'm like the Walking Dead page. And I saw loads of posts saying last night's episode was amazing, you know, best episode ever. And in that first, from the start to the first commercial break, it was terrible, you know. I would say it was terrible. No, I would say it was terrible, sorry. There was no action, you know, no drama. It was just boring. I didn't really want to watch it. But then, from that commercial break to the end, it was full on badass mode, you know, boom, it was everything you could think of, you know, it was hell mode, it was chaotic, oh my god, where to get started, starting off by Rick driving, you know, obviously, it was kind of ironic how the governor appeared on what seems to be spaghetti night, but whatever, Herschel's, you know, overworking, you know, he's a bit tired, I would say, he's like, a dead guy himself, like, not a dead guy, but one of the infected, like, himself. He's just in the sick bay, you know, helping everybody, you know, and his prosthetic leg is not helping it at all. You know, since he's overworking, he's quite old, he's got a prosthetic leg, I think that can't do him any good either. He's not getting enough sleep, he's not seeing his family, so he's still got the stress his family can die out there. But I assume that's not that big of a deal. But also, you know, he's got to look after Sasha, Glenn, and loads of others. You know, he's got little kids to look after. He needs to be a good example. He needs to watch out for other people that had died, and you know, they can't kill him because obviously he needs to look out for like walkers. And yes, you know, he's obviously going to be under a lot of pressure in this episode, and I think that's leading, well, I don't think that's leading, loads of people that think that's leading to, the governor, like, getting him, since he had so much screen time. He's been such a major character, the governor, since the next episode is called Live Bait, the governor might get him, you know, and he might be the live bait, but that's going to be one of the questions at the end, yeah, so look forward to that. Dr. S reveals there's no time left, and he doesn't want to, you know, get tested. You know, he doesn't want to get his blood taken, anything. I didn't see where Herschel said, "Let me take a look at you," and put that lamp to his face. I didn't see what was wrong with his face. I thought it was blood there, like coming out of his eye, but that might have been the shadow or something. And so I'm not really sure what that was. And soon after that, everything pretty much goes to chaos. You know, Sasha, dies. No, not dies, I'm sorry. That was not intended. If you didn't watch the episode, that didn't happen. Sasha, you know, what's it called, blacks out, you know, falls on the floor, and there's another guy, or another, like, lady that dies, definitely, and, Herschel just goes and, she wakes up, you know, because she was just dehydrated. There was nothing serious with her, which was, you know, nice to see. Everyone was dropping like flies, you could actually say. It was so hilarious, you know. One person died, the other person died. The first person died in Glenn, and Herschel took him out. I loved how, like, you know, he fell on the floor, and Glenn was like, let's kill him. And Herschel had this Bible for no reason. I didn't know what he was doing with that Bible, you know. Talking about, you know, he wants to be a good example, because he said later on in the episode, a people's, like, self-esteem, not self-esteem, I didn't know what he said, like, seeing someone die is even more, you know, devastating, and, like, it will cause you to, not fight anymore against the virus or infection, you know, it will just give up. It will turn more people into, you know, give up mode rather than try to fight the virus and overcome it. And Sasha passes out and Herschel helps. Everyone goes mental. It was basically 2 against a dozen, because soon after that Glenn dropped, you know, he's called Herschel, but he choked on his own blood and died. And Lizzie, I thought that's the first time in a while I think Lizzie did a very good job. The walker, you know, when she said Herschel, she screamed Herschel, the walker woke up and she went, come here. I'm thinking it's like a person, but you can hear it, it's like a zombie, but he can hear her. And she was like, follow me, and Herschel, you know, and the lady Herschel didn't kill wakes up, and it basically, 2 people start fighting, but it was like one blonde woman just got the walker off Herschel, and then a guy came out with the gun, and he came out with the gun, but a walker came up behind him, bit him, and he shot the blonde woman that held Herschel. So I was like, what are you doing? But you know, it was alright. Dr. S dies because, you know, meanwhile when it's 2 against a dozen, you know, Maggie, you know, this was actually, in fact, I won't say it now. When it's 2 against a dozen, Herschel, you know, helps Lizzie because she trips. Herschel locks everybody in, basically, in the cages. He goes, Dr. S, I need your help, but by that time it's too late, you know. He's like, I'm trying to buy him. But he's locked up in a cell, and, you know, that wasn't a bad moment in the whole episode, but I didn't quite like that moment. It was, like, not touching, but I had feels, because, you know, Dr. S, although he wasn't a big character, I think he didn't have a major role too, but I quite liked him, you know. He didn't do much. He wasn't, you know, a regular character, but when he did some really good things. But you know, his life came to an end. Hopefully, he helped Herschel with, you know, solving the puzzle in terms of the infection, and Rick and Maggie, you know, because Rick comes back by this time. Rick and Maggie are, you know, just placing logs because, you know, there's more walkers than there was, you know, and the fence is like almost broken down. So she hears the gunshot and she takes, and she runs into the cell block. She takes like half an hour to get in, and basically, you know, she wipes, like, it's really cool because she comes in and she wipes out like half the walkers in there. But there's one she doesn't wipe out. She's like, she gets in, kills a few, and then she sees like Herschel with another walker that's got, you know, the water bottle that Glenn needs because he's dehydrated. I think it was that. And Herschel's like, don't shoot because you'll shoot the water bottle. But she shoots and she doesn't hit the water bottle, which was very good, you know. I knew that she won't hit it because, you know, that'd be just too bad, you know. It wasn't that much, like, long to think about it, but I did know she won't hit it. So, you know, I was like, go on, Maggie. And she didn't hit it, you know. Herschel stood up, you know, gave it to Glenn. She helped Glenn. And Rick just runs into the other cell block or whatever, gets Carl and says he needs his help. And Carl says that he's not a kid anymore. His dad needs to let him, like, do stuff. And he did something, I didn't know what, was it pick up a whole log by himself or something. Carl picked up a whole log by himself or something, and Rick looked very impressed. He looked like his fellow, like, what's it called, police officer, you know. He would, like, treat Carl and Rick full auto every walker after that. One of the wood broke and the fence came down, and it was really cool because they, like, backed down. You know, the M16s they had for, like, about a season now without even touching them. The ammo came in handy then. Rick, you know, just gave Carl, like, the M16. He went, do this, do this, do this. In, like, about 30 seconds, Carl had to learn to shoot a full auto rifle, which, you know, was never easy. It'll take you probably quite much. He's like, you hold it there for grip, you hold it there for recoil, you do this to ammo, you do this to turn it on. I was like, whoa, Carl, he's not going to do this. But then, Rick again looked very impressed. Rick ran out of ammo after, and I quite like this bit. He ran out of ammo, and Carl got the ammo and tossed it to him. Like, he didn't pass it like his son. He tossed it like an actual police officer. And Rick stopped shooting for a second. He looked at Carl, you know, while he's shooting all the walkers like a professional. He looked at Carl and was like, whoa, this kid is actually, you know, he's the real deal. I'm not going to underestimate him anymore. And they carried on shooting. Eventually, they got hold of the whole walker and Rick said they'll block the hole up by the bus, I presume. The manpower come back. Michonne, Daryl, Bob, and Tyrese come back. You know, Tyrese obviously goes straight to Sasha, and Sasha's relieved about Tyrese. She's like, cool. She just, like, starts fighting again, I think. Glenn, you know, Maggie helps Glenn and everything. And Lizzie, I didn't like the moment when Lizzie, like, put her foot in Glenn's, like, choke. The, like, blood that came out of Glenn, it was really weird, you know. I was like, that was horrible. everything calms down soon after that. Daryl go Glenn's. I have to swear here because this is a quotation from The Walking Dead, which I won't do often because I don't want to swear on this channel, and I'm pretty much too young to swear. But Glenn, I don't know. Daryl goes, Glenn is a hard motherfucker. Which I found that kind of cool. He just. Glenn is hard because he's healthy, I would say. Glenn's healthy, he's got the athlete build, he's agile, he's got good stamina, maybe his diet's good. And Daryl asked Herschel about Carol, and I did get this bit, did Herschel know about it already because Rick was back for a while, or because they didn't see each other, so Rick had to tell him while through a cut in the whole, like maybe day, maybe during the breaks, like if the whole Walking Dead carried on through the break, maybe Rick told him then, we didn't see it, because unless they saw each other when they were coming out, that's a possibility. I wouldn't say that's the actual thing, but Daryl asked about Carol, and Herschel goes, she's okay, talk to Rick about it, and Daryl's like, what? And Herschel repeats, just go talk to Rick about it. And I didn't know what that was about, I just didn't understand Herschel, did he see Rick or anything, just like, what? And the pretty much ending there was, Rick and Carl, basically, Rick gets a piece from their farm, and the farm looks, well developed now, the first thing was a bit bad, and now it turned into some really cool farm, Yeah, I think they could develop a whole civilization at the prison if the governor wasn't the enemy anymore. And speaking of the governor appeared, the final, maybe 3 seconds he had, He just, while Rick and Carl are walking back up from their farm, the governor's, outside, where he kidnapped Andrea. He's by the front gates, and he's just staring at them, which isn't that bad. But moving on to the questions now, what will the governor do? Because we've seen a sneak peek where the governor had, tents around him, which were presumably Martinez and the black guy, which could be firearms, which could lead into a shootout in future episodes. And we did see that they are firearms, as Martinez, or the black guy, because I don't know his name, so I have to call him the black guy, no racists involved, they shot a walker that was going up to the governor's tent, and they pulled it off, so they definitely have firearms, so it could lead to a shootout again. The governor, when will the governor strike? I presume it'll be next, or on the mid-season finale, which is in 2 episodes, 6, yeah, from, as I said, next week, episode 6, or I think it's going to be the mid-season finale. That's when I think the governor will strike. And what will the governor do? Someone commented on a post that the governor will rape Carol because I think he does know who Carol is. He shot Axel, and although it was a year and he might not know because she's alone, I do think that he could shoot Carol. Shoot Carol, yeah, not rape her. But someone commented on a post that he will rape Carol and leave her dead corpse, rape and kill her, and leave a dead corpse in front of the prison, which I think is a bit extreme, and the dude's got a sick mind and he won't do that. But there's always a possibility in The Walking Dead. Will the sick people survive? I think everyone basically has died, except the children, which are not important, but quite. I don't think they'll die. They're quite a part of The Walking Dead now. They're starting to develop into the core characters, Sasha and Glenn, which is kind of I don't like it how the main characters. I know I don't want anyone to die personally because I like Glenn and I like Sasha. But it's kind of ironic how, out of everyone that died, the main characters survived. How everyone has an equal chance of surviving. It had to be the people that The Walking Dead evolves around. It would be cool. Although, people would probably give hate to the new character, say if Glenn died and a new character appeared and filled in Glenn's place, the new character would get a bit of hate since they want Glenn back, the original character. But it's kind of ironic, like I said. And will Daryl freak out? Well, Daryl said he wants to put a bullet into everyone that the person that killed Carol. The person that killed Karen and David. And Tyrese wants to kill him. But will he freak out? I think he might freak out, but might stay calm because he wants to kill the people that killed Karen and David. But also Herschel, how he said that people that are infected got burned. That made me think Herschel might have done it, not because, he hated Karen and David, but because they were already turning and he burnt them for the, just to burn them, just to get rid of them so they don't turn. So that might have been it. But Carol, I don't think would lie, as in, she wouldn't know what's going on and she would just say, I don't think she would do that. So I don't know. Carol, and I think Daryl will freak out, will go after her, but there is always the possibility that Rick will lie, sort of just say Carol died, and and Daryl feels sad, but Rick won't lose his right hand, or not literally his right hand, but sidekick, let's just call him. Yeah, so that's basically it for this episode, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you give it a like and subscribe for more Walking Dead videos coming soon. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed again. I forgot, I'd give this episode a 10 out of 10. Strong 10 out of 10 because it was really scary, intense, it had everything. It was terrifying, petrifying. Oh my god, it was just so amazing, this episode. Glenn dying, Sasha dying, not dying, being sick, and Herschel getting them back, all the warfare, all the cool emotions from Carl and Rick, passing each other the guns. It was amazing, so I really enjoyed this episode, and again I'm going to repeat 10 out of 10. So yeah, so this was Midget, and I'm going to see you guys next time.